Alright, hey, Hades Meg here, and I'm going to do a quick review video on these Chinese foot pegs that I bought a while back. Alright, I got them for about $28-ish on eBay, and I have them till now, alright, and they're great. And the only reason I'm replacing them is because I bought some Warp 9 ones, alright. I wanted to add some more bling to my bike. That's what I say, alright. But I wanted to do a quick review on these before I replace them, okay? Alright, here's what we got. Okay, so these are the foot pegs in question, alright? So there they are. So I had painted them black, as you can see, but they're not black anymore, alright? They've been through a lot, is what I'm going to say. Still a good amount of it's still black. It still has a Supermoto shoe on it, alright? That's what I call it. I call it a shoe, okay? So it's a Supermoto foot peg slider. So one of the reasons I wanted to go with this is because I was using my homemade Supermoto slider skateboard wheels on this, and they stuck out too much, so I would scrape all the time with that. And I was starting to run out of sliders pretty much. So I got this so I could have more ground clearance. Okay. What I might do is I might take a measurement. Well, you know what? I'll just probably put both pegs on and then compare it after. But the peg I'm replacing it with are these Warp 9 foot pegs for the Sauron Light Bee. Okay, these are advertised to fit specifically on the Light Bee. Okay, I'm sure you could fit these foot pegs on other bikes too. All right, and I bought the Supermoto foot peg slider, so I had to buy this separate. All right, this is an accessory for these foot pegs. I don't even know if they fit, but I heard they do. So we'll find out when I install them. But so this total altogether is probably more than $100. All right, I got it on sale. So this is only 28 bucks. So all I can say for value, this is a very good value. Okay, it's very cheap, and it did the job for me. Okay, I didn't break them. They haven't got deformed. Hades Omega does a lot of like dirt bike riding and enduro riding and like hard trail riding. You know. There's not really too many rocky trails around where Hades Omega is, but I do ride this in rock gardens and stuff, and I haven't had any problems with these foot pegs getting bashed on rocks. Okay, I have done rock garden stuff with it. All right, and they're fine. All right. Typically, if I'm riding it as a dirt bike, all right, like it is right now, it's got the dirt bike stuff on it right now. So, normally I will take these foot peg sliders off, but I was just kind of lazy. I left them on there. Okay, so one thing you should know about these is if you ride in a lot of mud, all right, and like mud that has like rocks and stuff in it, it'll get stuck in the foot pegs. Okay, if you have the Supermoto slider in there. All right, if you take this off, you can probably get the mud out there more easily, but it just kind of just stays in there, which isn't a big deal. Okay. Yeah, so, and I haven't had any problems with these sliders. You can see how much they've eaten up. All right, Hades Omega has not been leading the bike that much on the left side. I can tell you that now. Okay, because this is not scraped very much. All right, but however, I know one of these sides I lean. Hades Omega, there's a certain side that Hades Omega leans the bike more on, and I believe it's the right side. Yep. So you can see a good chunk of it is worn out. So one of the things about these foot pegs are you can't buy the pucks anywhere, all right? You have to buy the whole foot peg, I think. I'm not 100% on that, all right? But yeah, the pucks or the shoe, all right? You can't buy them separately. You have to buy the whole foot peg. But it's only like 28 bucks. It's not that bad. And I haven't worn it all the way through. That's like more than a season of Supermoto races, all right? And I don't drag peg a lot, okay? So I say these pegs is not that good, all right? But yeah, they still look good for the most part. It just seems like the paint has just rubbed off of the mounts, all right, and the mounts aren't part of it, all right. But pretty much I like that. I like the way it wore, and that's the way I like it. I painted it black before I installed it, and then when it wore out, the teeth obviously the paint comes off of the teeth, all right. One thing that these pegs aren't very good for is the teeth on the teeth, or the spikes on the foot pegs. They're not very grippy, okay. These aren't the most grippiest foot pegs ever, right? But they are wider than stock though, so they're a little more comfy. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could take a grinder to them and then sharpen them, and that would work, okay. But I never did that. All right, but these foot pegs have been fantastic. I haven't had any problems with them. They're, like I said, they're not the grippiest foot pegs in the world. And I'll tell you this, foot pegs are one of those things where when you replace it with something better, you realize, oh, this makes a big difference. All right, you don't really notice notice like how much better a better foot peg is until you replace it. Say okay, yeah. So yeah, but for $28, what a bargain. I highly recommend this for Swear on Light Beasts. All right, it's a good little upgrade over the stock peg. They're wider, all right. They're probably a little bit sharper than the stock pegs, and they definitely could take a beating, all right. I haven't broken them. And it has the Supermoto foot peg sliders, all right. So if you're looking to do some track time, this is an inexpensive way to get a foot peg with a already constructed foot peg slider, right? You don't have to do anything. You just put this on there, and it's fairly easy to install. You just put the 4 screws in there and you screw it on, and then that's it. It like acts as a little shoe, and it gives you plenty of ground clearance, all right. It doesn't stick out a whole lot. I will compare these to the Warp 9 setup when I get it on there, all right. But that's what I liked about this. This gave me a little more ground clearance before it started scraping, okay. But I use the foot pegs as like kind of like feelers, all right. So I know I'm leaning the bike really well, all right, if I feel these like touch down, okay. that's what I use, you know. That's how I gauge how much lean angle I've got. If I'm scraping, you're doing a good job, type of deal, all right. Okay, so yeah, I haven't broken them, and they still look good. Yeah, they look better than the mounts. I'm definitely gonna have to take the mounts out and repaint them, all right, because they're not doing so good. I think that last race in Virginia City, the mud just destroyed the paint on the foot peg mount, all right. But the foot pegs still actually look really good, okay. I just need to take these what is it, the foot peg shoe off, all right, the Supermoto slider, and just take all that mud and dirt out of there. So for $28, I highly recommend it. It's a great value. It's not as good as like maybe a higher priced foot peg, but it'll get the job done, and it's better than stock, all right. And I highly recommend it if you're going to do some track time, all right. So if you go to the racetrack, you've got to have foot peg sliders on your Supermoto, okay. So that satisfies one of the requirements, and it does it really cheap and effectively, all right, because the puck doesn't stick out that much, all right. The puck is pretty much the same size as the foot peg, all right. Pretty cool. All right, so that's my review of the eBay foot pegs. I'm very happy with them, and the only reason I'm changing them is because I bought a set of Warp 9 foot pegs for just, you know, just to try them out, all right. I'll probably do maybe a comparison review between the Warp 9 foot pegs and the eBay foot pegs when I got some more seat time with the or feet time with the Warp 9 foot pegs. Did you get that one? All right. But yeah, anyway, for my winter upgrade vlog or winter rebuild vlog, I'm going to start with the foot pegs because that's like the easiest thing to do. So so check that video out. If you guys are interested in the Warp 9 foot pegs, I'll be making an install video on it, all right. I'll also put my show and tell video for the eBay foot pegs at the end of this video if you want to check that and review it. I think they still sell them. You can still buy them on eBay. They're like all over the place, and it's only like $28-ish. What a bargain, right? All right, here's my go.